Yo, what's going on everyone? Aseel Soueid here from Diabetic Aesthetics. Welcome to today's video. I'm gonna be doing a Q&A video. Now I haven't done a Q&A in a long time, since like I had around 20,000 subscribers, maybe like 5 months ago or so. So it's been quite a while, but I really hope y'all enjoy this one. I'm gonna be answering around 14 questions that I picked out, pretty good ones. And be sure to stick around, like the video if you enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get it cracking.
I haven't felt this good in a while.
So before I start, be sure to leave any more questions down below in the comment section for future Q&A videos, and I'll be sure to jot them down, guys, just so I have a lot more in the near future to use, because I really want to start pumping these out at least one every 2 to 3 weeks. I think that they're kind of like essential to keep people informed about me, about my life, about who I am. There's new subscribers daily, and obviously new people coming into the channel, so I want to make sure that we kind of have a good relationship going on. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I couldn't even like talk for a second. All right, first question, what's your height? So I'm gonna go ahead and just like quickly mention all of the basics again for new subscribers. It's been months since I've done a Q&A video. So my weight right now, currently it's around like 161 pounds average morning body weight, and I'm at 5'7", almost 5'8", maybe like 5'7.5", so that kind of like is just out there because I always get that question. Anyways, let's go ahead and go on with question number 2. And what's your lowest hypo and why? So my lowest blood sugar. So this is a crazy story, guys. Like, this is a moment actually that I will never ever forget in a million years. So I was in 2nd grade. All right, so this is a long freaking time ago, but I remember being 2nd graders that we are, after lunch, you know, we all had that 2nd grade fuckery going on, and we had like some kind of lunch fight, or I don't know, I forget, but the teacher had like a huge talk with us after lunch, and everyone in the classroom was just kind of like listening to this serious like disciplinary talk that she was giving for like 45 minutes straight. And I remember, I guess I might have just like taken too much insulin for my lunch. I wasn't personally taking, you know, my shots. Like, the nurse was helping me do it because obviously I was a 2nd grader. That's just how type 1 diabetes works, guys. You don't really do everything, manually do everything by yourself until like, I don't know, I was like 6th grade, 7th grade, I'm not too sure. But anyway, might have taken too much insulin, and I had low blood sugar, and I was like freaking out at the time, guys. Like, it hit me so hard. I remember like being in the classroom, I was like right up front too, man. My desk was literally right in front of her as she was talking to me, and I was literally like about to pass out. I was about to faint. My blood sugar was so damn low, and I was too afraid or like too ashamed to say anything. It was just like one of those super serious moments where like you couldn't raise your hand, you couldn't speak. Like, she was being so serious about, like, you know, all our bad behaviors for the fight going on at lunch. No, in all seriousness, like, I didn't do anything about it, and I just put my head down, and I remember like I was literally sweating, guys. At this point, I remember I was like drenched in sweat because of how low my blood sugar was getting. And again, it's like I was ready to die for it because I was so ashamed. I didn't want other people to know I had low blood sugar. I didn't want other like students to just talk about my diabetes. I didn't want to be that odd one out in the group, especially as a 2nd grader. You guys know how it is when you're younger. So I just put my head down, and literally after like 5 minutes of fighting what seemed like hell for an hour, I just like don't remember anything. And I remember like the nurse being right next to me. I remember like people, it wasn't like anyone from the hospital or anything, but like tons of teachers, kind of all like the students talking, everything like that. And like all of a sudden everyone was just like around me, like trying to figure out. I had like a juice box next to me. People were like patting my back, stuff like that. And it was just like one of the craziest times. It wasn't like the craziest time of my life, but it was just like one moment that I'll never forget, because, you know, it really reminds me now of how much people hide shit from other people that is so personal, guys. Like, for me, growing up with type 1 diabetes, growing up with my disease, I've had it for 18 years now, it was fucking hard, man. As a kid, it wasn't just hard managing it, but most importantly, it was hard because I felt so like alone. I felt like I was weird or like the odd one out. I didn't want other people to know about it. I was always ashamed of it. Like I didn't want people to know when I had high blood sugar. I didn't want people to know when I had low blood sugar, and I would do the most to hide that. And it really gets me thinking now, there's so many people out there that are doing that, and I want this channel to represent for other people, not with just diabetes. I'm not talking about if you have diabetes. I think we all as people have certain conditions or certain circumstances that we hide from other people. That is a big part of our life. We do the most to hide them because we're like ashamed or embarrassed. So, you know, even like when I first started my YouTube channel, guys, that's like one of the main reasons to why I started it, because as a teenager, I still was kind of like ashamed and embarrassed in a way of my type 1 diabetes. So I figured, you know what? Okay, I still can't really tell people about it. I can't really talk about it, open conversation. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and tell the whole world about it. I'm gonna put myself online and just tell everyone about it. How the hell are you not gonna get rid of a fear of doing that? So I did that, and here we are today. I'm helping other people. It's freaking awesome. And again, it's not just about diabetes, guys. It's about, like I said, it doesn't matter if you have something so small or something so big like a disease like myself. Like, it doesn't matter. Don't be ashamed. Don't hide it. I was literally, it was bad, man. That was probably like my lowest blood sugar ever. And I've never went to like DK. I've never went to the hospital for that or anything, but that's kind of my experience with it. So anyway, hopefully that kind of like helps you, motivates you, relates to you in any kind of way. That was super long. I'm not gonna spend too much time, maybe on like another question of this video. But anyway, question number 3, let's keep it moving. Do you always adjust your macros along with your cardio while you're shredding / cutting? So when I'm cutting, guys, I adjust my macros and cardio either weekly or bi-weekly. So it depends. If I'm losing 1 to 2 pounds of average body weight every single week, then I'm fine. I don't adjust anything. Let's say I start off at like 300 carb, 180 protein, 60 fat. These are all examples, and like 3 sessions of 400 calories burned of cardio. When I do this, I lose like 2 pounds that week. I will stay the exact same. And then let's say the next week, I lose like 1.8 pounds or 1.5 pounds. Then I'll stay on the same macros and cardio. Again, I'll keep staying on that as long as I'm losing 1 or 2 pounds. As soon as I lose like half a pound or like less than a pound, then I'll take off like 25 grams of carbs, or like I'll add another cardio session for the week, you know? So you guys get it? You don't always have to keep making adjustments, and you actually don't want your body to get used to constant macro and cardio adjustments. It's gonna burn you out. It's gonna make your cut a lot harder than it has to be. Anyway, question number 4, let's keep it moving. I always have a problem with losing so much strength a few weeks into my cut. How can I avoid this? So there's gonna be a few factors to why this is happening to you. So 1, your calories may be way too low. You might be too an aggressive start of a caloric deficit, right? When you first started cutting off, remember, your body's already used to higher calories. You're already maybe over consuming. Maybe you've been on a bulk, even a control bulk. You're used to higher calories. You don't have to go right away into such a big deficit, guys. Remember, cutting is not so much different than being on maintenance calories or even bulking. You're just being on a small deficit, 300 to 500 calories, whatever you personally want to do, how fast you want to take it. But again, you might just be going way too hard on the deficit of calories. Or number 2, you might be doing way too much cardio in the very start. Again, going back to point number 1, you know, you don't want to take it too fast at the very beginning especially, so don't be doing too much cardio. And number 3, this might be your biggest reason. Your training, your workout programming might be completely off. You might switch from like heavy training to like higher repetitions or more intense workouts. You don't have to do any of that. Stick to heavy training, guys. I love training heavy, reverse pyramid training, so I like doing my heaviest set first and then working up to lighter sets and more reps as my sets go down. That is something that has helped me maintain my strength during a cut. So try it out, reverse pyramid training. Or again, just don't get into, you know, the whole fitness industry's bullshit to where you have to like, you know, shorter rest times, 10 to 15 reps every freaking, you know, exercise that you do to lose fat. No, stick to training heavy. Have the same mindset when you're bulking, when you're cutting, when it comes to your training. Anyways, next question. How do you go about cheat meals while cutting? So when it comes to cheat meals while cutting, to be honest, I never really have cheat meals because I can always fit things into my macros, guys. Again, when you have like, let's say 2,400, even 2,100 calories to play with when you're cutting, let's use a meal, for example, right? I like to implement something. If I know I'm gonna have a big quote unquote cheat meal later in the day, maybe I'm going out with friends, I have a big family dinner, then I'll just like fast. I'll prolong my fasting period in the morning. I intermittent fast anyway, so I don't usually eat the first 4 hours upon waking up, but I'll fast for like 6 hours. hours, maybe even 7 hours. And then when I want to break my fast, it's like 3 p.m., right? 4 p.m. and I'm not eating that dinner till like 6, 7. I'm really hungry. I'll eat very high protein meal, lower carbs, lower fat. So it's still gonna be super low in calories. It's gonna fill me up a little bit, some more veggies. Only gonna be like a 300, 400 max calorie meal. And then bam, I'm at my cheat meal status, right? I'm there at the restaurant and I have like 1,600 calories to play with. How are you gonna really go over that? It's gonna be great. You're not gonna set yourself off. Maybe you might be off on your assigned macros that you are personally trying to hit, but you're not gonna be setting yourself back up. So that's just kind of like my tip on cheat meals and stuff like that. But you know, sometimes when cutting, especially if I'm not have a competition, I will have just like days where I don't count, but I won't go crazy. I'll just have a little extra food, that's all. It's just kind of like a mental kind of thing to help me out. But anyway, next question, how do you get rid of heavy insulin resistance? So before I answer this question, guys, I do want to just like have a diabetes question here to help you all type 1 diabetics out. But I'm no doctor. This is all advice. None of this I'm telling you to do yourself. This is all personal experience. This is all what I've done for myself, my own body. Just know that. Anyways, let's go ahead and answer this. So one thing that has helped me big time when it comes to heavy insulin resistance, like my insulin's way too high, like I'm taking too much insulin for very little carbs. That means maybe like my body fat is a little higher than I want it to. So the leaner I get, way less insulin I'll need. As I'm getting leaner and leaner now, especially now, guys, I'm taking like 6-7 units of insulin for like 200 grams of carbs for me personally, which is pretty nice. And as I get leaner, as I drop body fat, it gets better and better. So getting leaner, building muscle, it helps a type 1 diabetic. Hopefully, you know, this channel again can showcase that and inspire others and like motivate others how much building lean muscle mass and just like being fit and healthy really helps even diseases like type 1 diabetes. Like it's awesome. Sometimes I feel like I'm cured, you know, to a certain extent, but but yeah, that's kind of like my best thing. Builds muscle, build lean muscle mass, get a little leaner. But anyway, that's gonna answer that. Next question, what's your plan for summer shredding in Texas? That is an awesome question. I'm not gonna exactly answer everything, but I have a lot of epic stuff planned out. I'm going to be picking up my official full-time videographer, Trevor, tomorrow from the airport, and we are gonna get cracking on some daily vlogs, literally daily videos for like 10 days leading up to Texas, leading up to the show. It's gonna be super personal, guys. It's gonna be crazy. Like, you're gonna freaking love it. I know it. We're gonna make epic content, epic videos. And when I get to Texas, I will be there for a whole week, and it's gonna be awesome. You know, I'll do the competition, and to be honest, the competition is like whatever, man. I don't care about winning. I don't care about competing. I'm doing this for the love of it. I'm getting in the best shape of my life. Like, I'm helping motivate others on their own cut, on their own journeys. I'll be able to connect with people there in Texas. Hopefully, you know, I'll plan out a lot of collaborations with other YouTubers. I want you guys to know, I have never ever collaborated with a YouTuber, guys. I've gotten to where I am with no collaborations, no networking, nothing. So it's gonna be awesome just to be around other people who do what I do. I've never been surrounded by people like that, so it's gonna be awesome. So hopefully, you know, me and Trevor can whip up a lot of epic content there in Texas with other YouTubers. So anyway, that's gonna answer that to a certain extent, but stay tuned for daily videos when Trevor's here. Anyways, next question, advice for curbing sweet tooth or fast food cravings. So check out my video where I show you guys that epic shake. I think it was like 2-3 videos ago. Literally curbs any kind of sweet tooth. It's super sweet, super voluministic, definitely not a fucking word, but a lot of volume, so you can drink a lot of it. It's like 250, 300 calories, and it's really sweet. So my best advice too is to make something macro friendly to what you're craving. So let's say you're craving a big burger from the Cheesecake Factory. Go get some 93.7 or even 96.4 lean ground beef. Get some reduced fat cheese. Get some like whole wheat macro friendly buns, you know what I'm saying, like reduced sugar ketchup. Make yourself a macro friendly burger. Make yourself some oven baked sweet potato fries. Have yourself like a nice big meal with like macro friendly foods of what you're craving. That's kind of like my best advice, honestly. You can always, we have like the luxury, guys, here of getting these awesome macro friendly foods, so take advantage of it, use it, you know. Anyway, that's kind of my best advice for that. Question number 9, what's your fasting window? What are the right times with breaking a fast while intermittent fasting? Great question. So too many people take this way too serious, guys. When it comes to intermittent fasting, I personally don't go by the book. Like, I need to be fasted for 16 hours, then I need to break my fast, and for 8 hours straight, I can eat. Like, I need this eating window of 8 hours from 2 to 8 p.m. or whatever, 12 to 8 p.m. It doesn't work that way for me. When I wake up, I fast for 4 to 6 hours. That's it. When I get hungry, maybe I get hungry in 3 hours upon waking up. Then I'll eat. Maybe I don't get hungry 6, 7 hours. Like I'm so busy, days where I'm recording, editing videos, doing client work, stuff like that. Then it's just like I prolong my fast. That's it. Don't eat for the first 2 to 4 or 5 hours upon waking up, and go by how you feel. Build up your fasting time as you get more experience with intermittent fasting. That's kind of like my best advice with that. Too many people take it way too serious. Question number 10, when are you dropping the olive green aesthetics tees, the one I'm wearing right now, and the aesthetics cutoffs? So good news on the cutoffs, they will be coming hopefully within like 10 days, so I can release them right before I go to Texas. So mark your calendars, it's gonna be epic. And kind of good bad news on these shirts. So I'm waiting for one more sample before confirming a bulk order on these shirts. Guys, I'm like a huge perfectionist when it comes to creating my own product, creating something that I personally love and want to get out there to other people that represents me. I would need to make sure it's perfect. And there's been like I've been 3 freaking different samples on these shirts. So I'm waiting for another sample, and once it's here, I want to confirm it because there's just a little tad bit something that's been bothering me in the bottom of the shirt that I need to make a little adjustment for, and I think we're gonna get this sample perfect finally, hopefully. And once that happens, then hopefully they're released a few weeks after the cutoffs are released. But hopefully we can get through a few different colorways in the cutoffs if you guys really enjoy them, which I know for a fact that you will. Anyway, next question, why do you prefer your current workout split over push-pull legs? So push-pull legs is very common. You work all your the muscle groups that work each other together, right? So like the push workout is like chest, shoulders, tris. Pull is like, you know, rear delt, back, biceps, which is cool and all, you know, it makes a lot of sense. But to me, I challenged that way of thinking. I was like, you know what, I'm doing weighted dips, I'm doing bench press, I'm doing dumbbell shoulder presses all on the same day. Dude, that's like so exhausting to me. I'm not pushing as much weight as I can, especially with reverse pyramid training when I'm doing my heaviest set first. It's too hard on me. How can I make this easier? So I figured I really enjoy doing a chest and arms, legs, and back and shoulder split, guys. So pretty much what that is you're doing like the complete opposite of the muscle groups together. So like back and shoulders, you know, you're training back, you're training shoulders, have nothing to do with each other. And everything, when I did that, all my lifts went up by like 10 pounds immediately. And it was a lot easier to progress on heavy weight when I made that switch from push-pull leg. So it's a personal preference thing. Your body might work better doing all muscle groups together. Your body might work better doing it my way. You just kind of have to experiment with it, but try it out. Anyways, next question. What is that black watch you wear a lot, and where is it from? Check it out. I'm assuming you mean this watch. This is the Black Rose from Movement. I don't know if it's gonna focus, but it's a Black Rose from Movement. Literally my favorite one. So sleek, so clean, not too flashy. And go check it out, movement.com. Links in my description box. If you do want to save you some guap, you want to support your boy, be sure to use the discount code Diabetic15. I'd really appreciate it, guys. But anyway, next question. How can I lower fat in my arms? That's my only problem. Be sure to go check out my last video upload. I literally talk about spot reducing fat. You really can't, guys. You know, some people have different genetics. Their arms lose fat first, right? Their core starts losing fat first, which is my condition. They hold more fat in their arms. They hold more fat in their back, whatever it may be. At the end of the day, you have to keep losing body fat until you're satisfied with that certain area. I'd recommend building lean muscle mass in that certain area to really help with that. So it's a lot easier for you to kind of like see definition when you cut. But anyway, yeah, just watch my last video upload. I don't want to take too long on this question. Anyway, so we're gonna finish off with this last question. Okay, so before I read you all this last and final question, I just want you all to know that what I'm about to say is my own personal opinion and advice. And again, guys, like, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to think it's the right way of thinking. You know, we all have different opinions. That's the beauty about it. And I kind of just want to get that out of the way before I read this and answer it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get that crack into the last and final question. You motivate and inspire me so much with the way you're pursuing YouTube and having your own business. I want to do the same thing you're doing since YouTube is my passion. Although I don't have very many subscribers, but my friends and family won't support my decision to drop out of college in order to do so. What should I do? I need some advice. So growing up as a kid, guys, and even as a teenager, I always knew one thing. I knew that I had to be my own boss in life with whatever it is that I did. Number two, I needed to love what I was doing for a living, no matter what. Number three, I needed to create my own schedule. I needed to do whatever I wanted to do at all times and have as much freedom in doing so. And finally, I needed to work. I wanted to work my ass off on something. I wanted to work so hard on something that I loved. I wasn't afraid of hard work. Whatever it is that I love doing, I wanted to make sure that I was constantly working on this from eyes open to eyes closed. Now, I had so many different passions growing up, guys, but I could never quite find out what that one thing was. It ranged from so many different things, man, from swimming to being a chef, cooking. Literally, like, when I fell in love with something, I would be so into it, but then I'd quickly fall off it. The passion would just fade away until I found fitness, until I found bettering myself and reaching out to other people, helping other people, motivating other people, inspiring others. That was what I truly knew that I was meant to do. Once I found this, I knew that this was my everything. And when you find a passion, when you have like an entrepreneurial mindset, I know there's a lot of people who watch, not only me, like other, fitness YouTubers. I watch other fitness YouTubers and used to look at them the same way. But when you see other entrepreneurs, stuff like that, people doing what they love for a living, essentially, you have to understand one thing. Doing what you love for a living is a privilege that is earned. It is not given. You can't just wake up one morning or even do something for a week, a month, a year and just say, all right, this is my passion. I freaking love this. I can do this all day long. It doesn't even feel like I'm working. This is what I'm meant to do, and that's it. That's my decision moving forward. You have to earn that privilege. That is a privilege. I'm gonna repeat it again. Doing what you love for a living is an absolute privilege that is earned. So your parents, honestly, you didn't give them any kind of right to believe that this is your passion. You haven't proved to them at all. Now, you don't have to prove anything to anyone, but when it comes to your parents, prove them wrong, man. Balance this passion that you have with school. Keep going to college and do this on the side. You don't have to pick and choose one thing, especially when you're starting off on something. You said YouTube, you don't have very many subscribers, you just love creating content, you want to have your own businesses, and doing so, you have the entrepreneurial mindset. You can manage both things. And to be honest, that is when you truly figure out if you love something. You really know if you have a passion for something when you're balancing all of the stuff that you don't want to do, and at the same damn time you're still doing this thing for weeks on end, for months on end, for years on end. Literally, you're still grinding on this thing. When it comes to my YouTube channel, coaching, whatever it may be, my business, I was doing this for years and seeing nothing in return at all. I was putting in 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, way more than that, and seeing nothing in return. But I didn't give a shit. I could keep doing this, and I will keep doing this for the rest of my life. I don't care if I end up getting a job in my life. Like, this is what I love doing. It's just a part of me. It's like the gym now. Until you figure that out with yourself, your parents, you gotta prove them wrong, man. You gotta literally show them, man. For a year, 2 years, 3 years, do all of this that you can do. Do your absolute best in school while growing this passion of yours, while really growing that seed and expanding it. And again, that's when you really are gonna understand if you freaking love this thing. And that's just kind of like my best advice, man. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want to do, but that's just kind of like my own opinion on it. And just in entrepreneurship in general, having a passion, it's becoming more popular nowadays, but people think that you can just wake up and say that. You gotta earn it. You have to show others that you're serious about it. No one's just gonna believe you. When they see you putting in all this work on top of all the responsibilities that you have to do, then they are going to start taking you serious. Your parents, after a year or two, are gonna start taking you serious. Your friends are gonna start taking you serious. That's how it works. And you know what? Hopefully my advice helps. This is just kind of something that I kind of want to get out there, hopefully help you out there, or anyone else out there looking to do something similar. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, it doesn't matter if it's fucking trash, picking up trash for a living. You love to do that from eyes open to eyes closed. That is your thing. Good, do it on whatever else you have to do. And look, college, to be honest, guys, for entrepreneurs, it's leeway time. You have 4 years where parents aren't on your back, Like friends aren't looking at you like, he's not in college, not doing anything. Like you don't have any stresses of all of that come when you drop out and you don't already have something built. Now, if you already had a huge business, you're seeing so much revenue coming in, this is very, very prosperous already. You have, let's say, like a big YouTube channel, whatever it may be, then that's a different story. But if you're just starting out, imagine dropping out and having all that stress just pressure you, and you're just starting. You might not make it. It's too much, you know, versus just like, you know what, sucking it up and doing a lot more work, balancing everything. That's the life. You know what? That's just a sacrifice. Big deal. You're gonna have less nights out with your friends. You're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. But you know what? If it's your passion, then you're gonna do it. You're gonna know that's your passion. If it's truly the thing you wanna do for the rest of your life, and you're willing to really know that, then you're gonna make tons of sacrifices and work a lot harder in order to make that happen, versus, you know, having all that stresses when you're outside of school, dropping out and starting something. So yeah, take that 4 years of quote-unquote leeway time and really make use of it. Anyway, that's my answer to that. This is gonna be such a long video. First Q&A in a few months. Hey man, give me some slack. But anyways, leave some questions down below for future Q&As, guys. Freaking love doing this. Hopefully it gives you a little bit more insight to who I am and helps you out to answer any questions you may have watching my YouTube channel. And I appreciate all the support. Please be sure to share this video. Please be sure to give it a like right now before exiting it out, and share the channel. We are growing. Thank you all so much for the support. I'm gonna go pick up Trevor tomorrow. We're gonna start daily vlogs and videos, making some epic content, so stay tuned for that, and appreciate the support, family. Be sure to comment down below more questions, like, comment, subscribe. You already know the deal. See you in the next video. Peace.
I put in work, y'all wanna dream. I got the ethic that works, no one can get it like me. I be in the booth, losing some sleep. I got the ethic that works, no one can get it like me, yeah.